Hello everyone, this is UC Campbell's pay-per-view review for TNA Slammiversary 2011. And I'll cut straight to the chase. It wasn't a bad pay-per-view. It wasn't by far a great pay-per-view. You had a bunch of hits and misses, in my personal opinion, on that throughout the entire night with the matches. Definite hit was the opening match with Alex Shelley and James Storm versus the British Invasion. Great match, great overall match, fun to watch, great in-ring action. It was a good way to start off the show. And then after that, it kind of went into a little bit of a downturn period. And with the Matt Morgan Steiner match, it wasn't a bad match, but it wasn't really that good. Same with the next match with Samoa Joe and Crimson. It wasn't a great. It was an okay match again, but a little slow for my liking. I know those two can work a much faster paced match than what they did. Same goes for the X Division title match. Now, granted, Abyss is a big man, and working with the smaller men, it's going to be a little bit harder to pull off a faster paced match. It was good for what it was, but it was by no means great. It did do a good job furthering this storyline about him having the Abyss having the X Division title and trying to destroy the X Division altogether. So it did what it was. It did a good job of that, but it was by no means really a fun match to watch. Same with the Knockouts title match. It was just botchy throughout. It wasn't even really that good of a match, and it really goes to show that maybe Mickie James needs to think of having a different finishing move right now, because I don't think I've seen her land that jumping DDT well since she's come over to TNA, which was about 8 months ago. And I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I've really seen her land it all that well throughout, outside of her time with Madison Rayne, and I'm losing my words for this, but it's just yeah, I think it's time for her to possibly come up with a different variation of the DDT. It just hasn't really, that finishing move just hasn't worked for her in TNA, in my personal opinion. After that, it picked up for the next two matches, and I'll also say what I thought should have been the main event of the night. But first up was the Bully Ray AJ Styles match. Great last man standing match. They both did an extremely excellent job of putting over the match. How brutal it was throughout the entire thing. The only downside was really the ending and how they did it. Personally, and honestly, once again, it's just for entertainment purposes, but if they were going to try to keep up for a realism perspective, they would have restarted the count, because AJ had gotten up and then knocked back down. But all in all, great match, extremely fun to watch. It showed exactly what a last man standing match can be. A last man standing match was. That was the epitome of the night. That was the best match of the night, in my personal opinion. Also, good match. Also, it was a good match. The Sting Mr. Anderson match. This one came off a lot better than what I thought it would in the end, because over the last few months with Sting with the world title, he's only really done 10-minute matches throughout the last few months. He went further in the matches, progressed a further story, going from the beginning of the match to the end of the match. It lasted a good 20 minutes. It was excellent. It was excellently executed. That doesn't really even sound like a good phrase to put there, but it was well put together. The ending in my mind was a good way to end the night. I don't think the Sting Anderson match should have been the second to last match. I think that should have been the main event of the night, because mainly it's the title, and the title should take focus over personal rivalries. But they went with it as the second to last match of the night, and the whole Eric Bischoff finding a way to screw over Sting was it was a nice touch to what they did, and it would have been a nice way to end the night, because honestly, I think they took the way they ended that match, I think it took some sales out of the main event, which was Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett. This match itself was good and entertaining to watch. It was a bit slow at times, but then again, both these guys are getting into the age that it's going to be really hard to pull off very fast-paced matches for what a lot of people would consider good matches nowadays. It was good. This match was extremely well put together and well done by both guys, but honestly, you could tell from a period of time that the crowd did not fully seem into this match as you thought they would. It was billed as the last battle between the two, but people have been seeing this match for the last 6 months over and over and over again, that maybe they had just finally gotten tired of it at this point in time, or I don't fully know exactly what it was, but there was definitely points in time in this match that it didn't feel like that the crowd was actually into it, and you didn't even really get a very loud pop when Kurt Angle actually won the match itself. So it was good, but you could definitely tell that they should have put the title match on last, and that's how I've always personally looked at it, is that the title should be the main focus. And actually, from watching Impact over the weeks, they did put more focus on the Sting-Anderson match than they did on the Kurt Angle-Jeff Jarrett match, but yet Angle and Jarrett went on last and Sting and Anderson went on second to last. But both were good matches, but I feel like they should have reversed the order of that. Overall, it was a pretty good pay-per-view, which has been different from what I've seen from TNA over the last few months, definitely. They've put on abysmal pay-per-views for the past few months, but Slammiversary was definitely a decent pay-per-view, and for the people who did buy it, they probably got their money's worth out of it. So, yeah, good pay-per-view this month. Next month is Destination X. They're bringing back the six-sided ring for everybody who's actually seen TNA for the longest period of time, and remember that. They're bringing it back. They're doing a lot more with the X Division going into the pay-per-view, so it should be, hopefully it will be an extremely interesting one, and will be just as good as the Slammiversary was tonight. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you. Thank you guys for watching.